When people talk about haunted houses, they always describe creaking floorboards, flickering lights, maybe a shadow at the end of the hall. But they don't talk about the silence. The kind of silence that presses against your skin, the kind that waits. I learned that kind of silence when I was 17, because for almost a year, I lived in a house where someone had hanged themselves in the attic. And I think he never left. My mom and I moved into the house after my parents divorced. It was just the two of us, and money was tight. So when she found a great deal on a rental outside Ashland, Oregon, she jumped on it. I didn't ask why it was so cheap. The house itself was old, 2 stories. White paint peeling off the porch railings, ivy crawling up the brick chimney. There were wind chimes on the front and a large oak tree out back. It didn't look haunted, but it felt wrong. I don't know how else to explain it. The moment we stepped inside, I felt watched. Not by a person, not even by something physical. It was more like the walls themselves were holding their breath. The first week was fine, mostly just unpacking, getting used to the layout. My bedroom was directly below the attic. There was a pull-down ladder in the hallway outside, but Mom told me not to mess with it. Old wood, she said, probably unstable. I didn't argue. But on the 8th night I heard it. Thump, thump, thump. It came from above me, slow, heavy, like someone shifting their weight from foot to foot. I sat up in bed and listened. Then, nothing. Just a silence so complete it made my ears ring. I asked my mom about it the next morning. She hesitated before answering. "The last tenant passed away," she said quietly. I stared at her. "Passed away?" She nodded. "He was mentally unwell. The landlord said he hanged himself in the attic." She said it like she was talking about the weather. I didn't sleep much that night. A few days later, I couldn't help myself. I pulled the attic ladder down and climbed up with a flashlight. The air hit me like a wall, stale, damp, and freezing. The kind of cold that didn't make sense for July. The attic was empty mostly. Just some old furniture, a few boxes. And then I saw it. A wooden support beam across the ceiling, with a rope tied around it. The rope had been cut, clean, sharp, but the knot was still there, frayed, darkened, stained. My flashlight trembled in my hand, and in the dust beneath the beam, footprints. Not boot prints, bare feet, small. Like someone had been standing there over and over. I turned to go back down, and just before I closed the hatch, I heard it. Breathing. Not mine. After that, things escalated. I started waking up at 3:11 a.m. every single night, like clockwork. I'd open my eyes, drenched in sweat, heart racing. At first, it was just the feeling that someone was in the room with me. Then it became more. One night I sat up and saw him. In the corner, a man, tall, unmoving. His feet weren't touching the floor. He just hovered there staring, his head tilted at a wrong angle, like his neck couldn't support itself. I blinked and he was gone. But the air was freezing, and on the ceiling above my bed I saw it. The faint outline of a rope, swaying. No wind, no fan, no explanation. I didn't scream, I couldn't. I just lay there staring at the ceiling until sunrise. I started sleeping on the couch after that. Mom didn't notice, she was always at work. But the house noticed. The silence followed me, the air stayed cold, and then the phone rang. It was 2:03 a.m., our landline. No one ever called it. I answered. Static, then a voice. Dry, choked. Tell her I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare her. I gripped the receiver. Who is this? Silence. Then, I didn't know I was dead. I dropped the phone. The next morning, the call log said private call. But our phone didn't have a caller ID screen. And when I picked up the receiver again, the dial tone was gone. A week later, my mom brought home an envelope. Found this in the garage, she said. It was old paperwork, rental records, utility bills. Tucked inside was a newspaper clipping. Local teen found dead in attic. Authorities rule suicide. Name Jonathan Bell, age 17, same as me. He'd lived in the house alone with his father. But there was something odd, another article barely legible. Father claims son still talks to me at night. Questions remain after tragedy. I felt like I couldn't breathe. It wasn't just the attic. It was the whole house. And the worst part? I started hearing my name. At night, whispered softly through the walls. Like someone was looking for me. The final night I heard footsteps. Not above me. Not below me. Inside my room. I opened my eyes and saw the attic ladder pulled down. The hatch open. And from the opening, a rope hung down, swinging slightly. At the top, barely visible, a face stared down at me. Eyes open wide, mouth slack, neck twisted. He was still there. I don't remember screaming. I only remember waking up on the front lawn with the door wide open behind me. We moved out 2 days later. I don't think my mom ever saw him. But I still wake up at 3:11 a.m. Still feel the cold. Still see shadows in corners that should be empty. And sometimes I dream of the attic. The rope, the beam, the bare footprints. And a voice that whispers from above, I didn't mean to scare her. If you still think haunted houses only creak and flicker, maybe you've never really listened. If you made it this far, you're one of the brave ones. Don't forget to subscribe for more true horror stories. And remember, the next whisper might be meant for you.